Good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm actually recording this on Friday because I'm working again on Saturday. So if you pick this up before Saturday morning, that's why it was posted early. So we are thinking about David, and I want to do a general thought about David today, and that is that David is one of many Old Testament types. Now, that's a T-Y-P-E, but it's not type as in typewriter, or as in a particular type of garment or type of car. He is a type in a different meaning of the word type, which is that his life story is a living picture of Jesus. This is what a type is. It's an illustration, a living illustration of Jesus that can be applied to Jesus. So what do I mean about David? So think about David. David was a shepherd who became a king. And Jesus is the good shepherd who, through giving his life for his sheep, becomes King of Kings. So there is a type. David is a type. So David had responsibility over the sheep first, over which he proved faithful in his defense of his sheep. And just as David understood shepherding supremely, and he was the supreme shepherd of Israel, what he learned, what he used as a shepherd was needed to shepherd the people he became king of. That a king, not the sort of queen, we have a queen who is a constitutional queen. She doesn't rule. Our government is through parliament. But the type of king that actually rule, we don't have any in our world that are kings that rule supremely like David did. So it's difficult to think about it. We need to think about the sort of king David was. His word was law. He didn't need a parliament to back him up. He didn't need people to agree with his views. He was the supreme leader. And his people needed looking after, providing for, and leading, just as the sheep did. And they needed protecting from enemies, just like the sheep he looked after as a boy. And so he is the supreme shepherd, example, a type of Jesus. So Jesus, like David, Jesus becomes King of Kings, sitting on David's throne. And David is seen as the king in whose likeness would come the Messiah. That David's greater son is Jesus. So this idea of a type is, it happens several times in the Old Testament that figures really supremely show us what God was doing in Jesus. And it is no mistake that the first people who were told of the birth of Jesus were shepherds. And it's no mistake that in Ezekiel there is a chapter about the leaders of the people of Israel being shepherds that were failing their flock. This idea of shepherd is very close to the heart of God and is supremely illustrated in Psalm 23 when David, the great shepherd king, says, he, the shepherd, who understands so intimately what being a shepherd is all about, he is able to say of God, the Lord is my shepherd. So the shepherd, the great shepherd, who's become a king, acknowledges that even as a king, he needs a shepherd. And his shepherd is the Lord. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. It's a wonderful statement. The Lord is my shepherd. So we need a shepherd. Every one of us needs a shepherd. And isn't it interesting that the word used in the free churches of the leader of the people of God is pastor. A pastor is a shepherd. That's what the word actually means, is shepherd, pastor. So we've lost that in English. We've made it another another word, as it were. We've made it a new word, pastor, and we don't automatically think that. I wouldn't talk of the shepherd in the fields round Chard as pastor of the sheep, but he is. The word pastor is a transliteration, and it means shepherd. So we all need a shepherd. We all need a shepherd. No one, not one of us, can live our lives without a shepherd. We need protection. We need providing for. We need leading. We need safety at night. We need security. We need a shepherd who is trustworthy, whose first aim is to care for his sheep. And Jesus then takes this up in John 10 and says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. So David is the ultimate type of Jesus, and as such is one of the reasons why I picked David, because there's a lot of scripture about David. David is referred to so often in the story of Israel, and it's because he plays such an important role. David the shepherd, David the king, David the shepherd king, Jesus the good shepherd, Jesus the King of Kings. Great, lovely thought for the day to take with us today. The Lord is my shepherd. Have a great day. Bye-bye, and I'll see you tomorrow.